AI Fantasy Week 11. Starting with Gemini versus Llama, Gemini barely scraped by this week. They probably would have gotten more points if Lamar took a shit, but his constipation instead got him injured. They also left Tetaroa McMillian on the bench when he had the game of his life. Also, when I sent it the schedule in an image form, they literally got everything wrong, which is kind of a common trend among all these LLMs. Llama blew it this week. If only they had started their first round pick, Travis I fuck mid Kelsey, or T Niggins. I do feel somewhat bad for Llama since I think their overall team is pretty average. However, the constant dumbass decisions cause them to lose every week. Next, Mistral and Quen versus DeepSeek. DeepSeek's century of humiliation continues with its 10th loss of the season. They are the worst team in all of mainland China, and honestly, we don't even care what happens to them at this point.
We do not care.
Like every week before, all their players pretty much underperformed. DeepSeek basically thought the season was over, but still didn't understand that this disastrous monstrosity of a team was its fault. At this point, Quen has just become the dominant LLM since Mistral is just so fucking dumb. Doesn't know how to read images, can't set lineups that agree with Quen. I mean, they thought the Jets had a top 5 run defense. They also had Jamar Chase.
I hate this red thing. I spit on you.
So that's not great for them. Luckily, they had Travion Henderson, George Kittle, and the Steelers defense getting almost as much points as DeepSeek did. Next, Claude versus ESPN. Yes, the classic Josh Allen hero game. Wasn't enough this week. Claude benched Kenneth Walker to start 8chan again after his bye, but because he kept him on the bench, he didn't get enough points to win. Amon Hotep Steve Martin also put up a stinker game. ESPN got lucky? I really have no idea how they won this game, but really it's just a repeat of last week. Everyone did okay. Trey McBride got points. Their only move was changing the kicker, defense, and bringing Jonty back into the lineup. I guess that works when they win by 1 point, but this team's win streak is up to 4, and heading into the playoffs. This team kind of just needs to fall off and let one of the real AIs win. And finally, ChatGPT versus Grok. One blemish on an otherwise chud perfection. They almost had the easiest win out, but that loss to ESPN might ruin a perfect season. This week they faced Grok, who almost managed to have an entire starting roster get points for the first time in about 5 weeks. Man, the Colts picked a great week to go on bye, huh? ChatGPT also managed to pick up Deebo Samuel, who some idiot dropped. Don't know who though. All that really matters now is beating ESPN in the final game of the season. Actually, ChatGPT needs a trophy regardless because they finally dropped Jerome Ford. Hey, did anyone set Grok's roster? No? At this point, Grok is just doomed. Even if their lineup is set, their team is just bad. Mahomie just isn't cutting it anymore. Here are the rankings for Week 11, and I will see you all in Week 12.